Established in 1878, the Northern Survey Company of Albany, New York, hired itinerant photographers to take photographs of houses, farms, businesses, and public buildings as they traveled across New York State, western New England, and even into the Midwest. The prints were developed at the Albany offices, and then salesmen were sent back to the communities to find customers. It was during a time when boys were leaving the farms to live in the cities, and the salesmen often suggested that the farmers buy the pictures and send them to their sons far away from home. The owner and manager, Corydon Waterman Higgins, was one of the first to manufacture dry plates on which the pictures were made. Higgins got the idea of using the plates over and over, giving them lie baths between prints. Much of this work happened in dark rooms with red ruby lights, the walls covered to the ceiling with muslin, eliminating dust that would have caused spots on the pictures. Mr. Higgins discovered that the organisms in the water were bad for the emulsion, so he distilled the water that they used. He even manufactured the paper on which the picture was printed. The printed images were mounted on an 11 by 14-inch card stamped with fancy borders so they could be framed and hung in parlors. Northern Survey Company, Albany, New York, was always stamped below the image on the card and is often the only identifying information on the photograph. Sometimes, comments or names can be found on the back of certain images, but many remain unidentified. 2 decades later, itinerant field photography, like the work done by the Northern Survey Company, came to an abrupt end. In 1900, Kodak introduced the Brownie camera to the general public. Simple to use and inexpensive, $1 plus 45 cents for a 6-exposure roll of film with processing, it introduced the snapshot to the masses. 245,000 of the first model were sold between 1900 and 1901. And yet, the photo portraits produced by the Northern Survey Company leave us with a historical snapshot of communities, families, and history in the area at the end of the 19th century. Though many locations and names are still unknown, every so often a familiar face comes through.